I am going to share with you guys first. I'm going to take you through an abbreviated version of the lesson that I did for Dr. Davis and the assistant superintendent. So I'm going to show you first the pathway, the learning path that we created. So this takes you through what an ELA lesson would look like in first grade. So give me 1 second. Okay. So the idea is that you would share this with your students ahead of time, and this would take them through their lesson. So here, there's the first page, and it's very kid-friendly for younger grades, so it might look different if you're in middle or high, but they would essentially go through 4 steps right here. So they're going to start with step 1 of their learning path, so they're going to click on that. And this is an activity video that I recorded that the idea is that they would watch this before we meet together, and they popped on for a synchronous Google Meet session. So this is the asynchronous part of their lesson. So I'm not gonna show this whole thing. This whole video is 7 minutes, but I'm gonna let you guys watch the first couple minutes and the last couple minutes so you can kind of get the gist of it. So I'm going to go ahead and play this. So again, this is what they would watch before they would hop onto a Google Meet with their teacher, just to introduce the lesson. So I'm going to go ahead and play it. Hello, boys and girls. Today I am so excited because we get to turn over a new sound spelling card. And you guys know what a big deal that is when we get to turn over a new sound spelling card. It means that we are getting ready to learn a new sound, and we're learning new ways to spell that, and we are just adding more knowledge to our brains, and we are becoming such great readers and writers. And so I'm really excited to share with you what our new sound spelling card is for today. But before I do that, I want to see if you guys can remember which sound spelling card we learned about last week. So I'm going to give you a second to think about that. Can you remember? If you are thinking about the stork card, then you are right. Last week we focused on the stork card and got to turn over this new card and add it to our knowledge. And we learned that every time we see the stork card, we can be reminded of the or sound, and we can be reminded that that is spelled O-R. And there's only one way to spell that or sound, and that or sound is spelled O-R. And you guys worked so hard last week, and you came up with so many amazing words that have or in it. You were able to write and read those words. By the end of the week, you were experts on the stork card. So I am so excited and proud of you for that from last week. And I know that you guys are going to do the same thing this week with our new sound spelling card. So are you ready to see what our new sound spelling card is for this week? All right, I need drum rolls. Are you ready? It's a good one. Let me hear those drum rolls. Our new sound spelling card for this week is here. Can you see that card? That animal on that card is an armadillo. So this is our armadillo card. And anytime we see the armadillo card, we can be reminded of the sound R. Can you say R? It's just like what a pirate says, R. So when we see the armadillo card, we can be reminded of the sound R, and you're going to see why this armadillo looks kind of silly in just a minute when I share that story with you. So we know that when we see the armadillo card, we're going to think of the R sound, but I'm going to show you how we spell the R sound. A-R. And if you notice, there is only one spelling on this card. So anytime you hear a word with the R sound in it, this is how you R, R, R. What does Arthur Armadillo? Okay, so that's kind of the gist of step 1 of the learning path. And if I were to play it to the end, at the end, I asked students to, before they hopped on to step 2 of the learning path, I asked them to brainstorm 5 words that had the R sound. So they had like a task that they were going to bring with them to step 2 of the learning path. So that was step 1. So now I'm going to present my screen again. Hold on. Okay. So then after students watch that video, they've kind of gotten the prep work done for what they're going to learn about. They're going to go to step 2 of their learning path. And this is where they're going to log on to a Google Meet session with their teacher and have some kind of guided practice together. So the way that this works is that you can just click on the picture of my face and the link for the Google Meet will pop up. So now I'm going to model for you. We're going to pretend like we're in the Google Meet session. You guys are my students. You've already watched step 1, and so I'm going to model what this might look like in step 2 of the learning path. So I need y'all to play along with me, so and be first graders. So let me switch. I got to switch screens. Okay. All right. Good morning, boys and girls. I want you guys to give me a thumbs up if you're having a great day. Kind of do it in the middle if you're having an okay day, or a thumbs down if you're having a bad morning this morning. I want to see how you guys are doing. Oh man, I'm seeing all kinds of thumbs up. I love it. That's so great. Were you guys able to watch step 1 of your learning path and see what sound spelling card we were learning about today? Nikki, can you tell me what sound spelling card are we learning about today?
R.
Oh, that's right. We're learning about our armadillo card that has the R sound. So we are going to read some words together, just like we do in class. We're going to read some words together, and we're going to blend some words together. So you guys already know this routine. You guys know that when I put my finger underneath a letter, you guys tell me what that letter says. When I do my swoop underneath it, you blend it. So I'm going to remind you of that process of how we blend. So I'm going to model this first word for you. We're going to read them together. Now, I know your mics are muted, and I might not be able to hear you blending these words, but I'm going to see your mouths moving. So I'm going to need you guys to help me mouth these words and blend them together. So I'm going to model this first one for you, and you guys will help me with the second one. So here we go. Okay. Here's our sound spelling card. Here's that R sound. So I'm going to go R. Now I'm going to put them together. Arm. And when you see me do a straight line under the word, I want you to say what the word is. Arm. All right. You guys, thumbs up if you think you can help me do the next one. All right. I want to see you got your mouths moving and you guys helping me. Ready? R. Far. What's the word? Far. Very good. I'm going to see if someone can help me with this next one. I want everyone to do it, but I want to hear someone helping me. So let's see. Dana, do you think you can help me with this next one?
Really? That's an ironic one right there. B-R. Bar.
Very good, Dana. Great job. And I saw some other mouths moving. That was so great. So I'm not going to make us keep going, but essentially I would do a few more. There's another word, and then there's another slide where we would get into a little bit more difficult words. So we would blend all those words together so they're getting practice looking for that R spelling. And now that you guys are experts in reading R words, we are going to practice writing some R words together. So on your learning path, I asked you guys to bring a piece of paper and a pencil. So I want you to, just like what you see on your screen, draw a straight line down the middle and a straight line across. And I want you to divide your paper into 4 sections. And I am going to call out some words for you, and we're going to practice writing them. We're going to stretch those words out together, and we're going to write them together. So let me get my list out of my words we're going to write. Okay, thumbs up if you're ready with your paper. Okay, here is the first word I want you to write, and after you write it, I want you to hold it up to the camera so I can see it, okay? All right, the first word is car. But before we write it, I want to see everyone put your hands together like this. We're going to stretch all the sounds that we hear in the word car. Are you ready? Here we go. I'm going to model it for you first. Ready? R. Car. There were 2 sounds in that word. R. I want you to write those sounds and then hold it up in your camera so I can see it. Write the word car. Okay, I'm seeing some, oh, I see Nikki's got it, Tasha's got it, I see Laura's got it up there. Yes, you guys are using that R spelling. I see it, Cheryl and Arlie, Angela. Great, Dana. Great job. You guys did that one. I think you guys can handle one that's a little bit harder. Are you ready for the next one? The next one that you're going to write in your next square is farm. All right, hands together. Let's stretch it. Ready? Farm. I heard 3 sounds. I want you to write it. Right, farm. I love it. I see farm, Melissa. I see Laura's got it. Nikki. Ooh, Tia. Great job with that R sound in the middle. Great, Nikki. Great, Amanda. You guys are experts. All right. And I would do 2 more words, but I'm not going to make you guys write it. I think you guys kind of get the gist of that. So that was them writing the words. So they've read words, they've written words. So now this is where we're going to do some guided reading. So guys, just like we're in class and you guys come to my table and we read together and we do some guided reading, we're going to do that, except we're just going to do it on Google Meet. So I have a book I want to share with you, and the book that I picked today has all kinds of R words, just like we've been practicing. So you're going to get lots of practice reading those R words that you hear. So let me pull up the book that I have for us to read. Okay. Can you guys see it? The book? Okay. All right. So this book is called Barb's Sharp Car. I want to show you a couple of words that I want to point out to you before we start reading this book. I've put some stars on them. So there's this first word right here, and you might look at this word and you might see that AR spelling, that R spelling. But if you take a closer look at this word, this is really that A blank E spelling. So it's that long A spelling. So this is one of those words that might be kind of tricky when you're reading. So it's not going to say R. This is going to say aired, stared. So that's a tricky word that looks like it has that R spelling, but it really is that A blank E spelling. So I wanted to bring that to your attention. So when you see that star, that can kind of remind you that that's one of those tricky words. And there's another one of those tricky words later on in the story right here. Same thing here. It has that R spelling, but really it's that A blank E spelling. But the rest of the words in here, when you see R, the R spelling, you're going to say that. You're going to say R. So I'm going to see if I can get someone to help me read Barb's Sharp Car. Is there someone who can help me read Barb's Sharp Car? Who wants to start for me? Tasia, can you help? My screen's kind of being glitchy, so I can't tell if people are moving or not.
Yeah, okay. I was hoping you picked me.
Yay!
All right. Ready? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Barb Carson loved her car. It was a large, dark blue car. It was a work of art, and it was magic.
Great job, Tasia. That was some great reading. You were looking for those R words. So we would essentially go through the book and I would get other people to read the story. So we would get through the whole book. And then we're going to do one more thing. So guys, it is almost time for me to go to meet with another group of boys and girls. But I thought before we go that we would play a game. So I told you to bring 2 sheets of paper and you've used one to write your words. Now I want you to take the other one and I want you to rip it in half. And I want you to write on one piece of paper, I want you to write the R spelling that we learned about this week. And on the other piece of paper, I want you to write the OR spelling that we learned last week. And here's what we're going to do. I am going to call out a word. And if you hear the R sound in that word, I want you to hold up the R spelling. And if you hear the OR sound in the word, I want you to hold up the OR spelling. All right? Thumbs up if you understand. All right, here we go. The first word is corn. corn. Hold up. R if you hear the R sound, or if you hear the or sound. Corn. Oh man, Tasia, great job. I see or. Yes. Very good, friends. I'm seeing lots of ors being held up. Great listening. The next word is barn. Barn. Do you hear R or? Barn. Great, Dana. R. Very good. All right. The next word is marker. Marker. Very good. The R spelling. Wow. And I would probably do a few more of those. But you guys are experts in the R spelling, and I knew you would be. So now it's time for you guys to show me what you know. So when you go back to your learning path, you are ready to move on to step 3. So when you move on to step 3, you have a lesson that I want you to practice building some R words. And this lesson is shared with you in Google Classroom. But you are going to, let me show you guys just a second. I'm going to pull up the learning path so I can show it to you guys. Okay, so if you go to step 3 of your learning path, you have a building R words lesson that I want you to work on. So when you go to Google Classroom, you have a lesson that looks like this. And you are going to practice building these words that have the R sound in them. And then I'll know that you guys are experts, and I'll be able to look at it and check it and get back with you. So then after you have finished your lesson, just like we do exit tickets in class, you guys have an exit ticket to do at home. So your step 4 of your learning path is to tell your mom, dad, sister, or brother 5 words that have the R sound and spelling. Give me a thumbs up if you guys can do that and you understand what you're supposed to do. All right, I have to go meet with another group of boys and girls, but it was so fun meeting with you, and I will see you guys soon, okay? All right, and that's it.
Thank you, Amy. That was great. That was a great way to model both the purpose of your intro video, setting that purpose and setting the kids up for what to do for the small group session that you led through that guided practice, and led them into an independent practice, and so they're able to know what they're supposed to do, which follows that e-learning